Hello everyone, welcome back to Conan Exploits, and today we pick up where we left off. In the last video we were looking at the SQL injection and how you can do this, and I was showing you SQL injection using the DVWA web application, but after some research of my own I realized that this isn't the best way to go about it. So in this video we continue where we left off, but I'll be showing you how to use another system, and this system is specifically known as it's a vuln hub. Sorry about that. So this system is a vuln hub, and I'll be showing you how to perform SQL injection on the system, how to download it, and how to simply get your system up and running fully. And I'll also show you an example, and throughout the next 2 to 3 videos we'll be exploiting this box using the SQL map tool and other tools at different levels of difficulty. And before I continue, kindly hit that like and subscribe button, sign in if you haven't signed in, subscribe, and go to the latest videos, check them out, and yeah, simply share. Let's help the channel grow and many more people learn. So yeah, this is the website I'm downloading from. It will be available in the description section, and this is the tool. It's called a Pentesters lab, and it's from SQL injection to shell. And basically what this means, it means that you'll be able to perform SQL injection on this specific this specific box, and you'll be able to gain root access. And with root access in any system, you can cause any sort of havoc. So from a pen tester's point of view, what SQL injection is all about, it's all about finding possible points of entry for a hacker and sealing them up. So once you know where a hacker will come through, and in this case the hacker will be you can be able to seal them up. So these are the download links. You can download either the ISO file, you can use the mirror, or if you prefer torrenting, you can quickly torrent the file. I'll take the 169 MB version of it. You can also choose sorry, you can also choose the 172 MB version, and basically they all work the same. I'll fast forward through the download segment, and then we'll resume immediately. Sorry about that, cannot be found. Let me try this one. Yeah, so kindly use the mirror. Don't go to the first link. As you have seen, it's not working. Apparently my download is going pretty fast, so I can as well be firing up VirtualBox. So in this case, I normally set up my networks in VirtualBox in NAT network. Sorry about that, I use NAT network. If you don't know how to set up a NAT network, I'll put up a video sometime, but kindly comment if you don't know how to set it up, and I can do a quick setup video for NAT networks. Otherwise, I'll use the NAT network, and I'll be using the attacks from my Kali Linux machine into the other box that I am downloading. So once this is done, I'll make sure to leave this in the download segment or in the description segment, so you can get that up and running easily. So I'll be starting up my Kali Linux machine in order to save time. Whoa, I will not reconfigure that again. So this is what I'll do. I will not use the NAT network. I'll be attacking this system from my Parrot OS. I'll fix that up, and in the following videos after this one we'll be using the NAT network, which I'll show you how to configure. This is how you import the system into your system. So I'll name it SQL I. It's Linux version. You can just say other 32-bit system. Next. It doesn't really require a lot of RAM, but let's do 512. I think that will be perfect for the system. Next. Create a virtual hard disk. Yeah, I want to create a virtual hard disk, and from this I'll select the ISO file as the disk. So I'll create that. I want a virtual box disk image. Next. Dynamically allocated. Now the advantage of dynamically allocating your storage size, yes, you've decided that you want it to have a maximum of 8 GB, but this is not the maximum storage that will be used up immediately at startup. It will go on building slowly and slowly and slowly, and the best thing with this is that your system will not occupy too much space because in this case we are running 177 MB, as you can see. So when I start this up, first of all, head over to settings, go to storage. Now we don't have a disk. What do? We need to come here, a controller, and we need to add a disk. From there we can select the ISO file. We will come here and we'll choose that ISO file, and we can delete this one. Don't need that. Yeah, okay, save. Once that is saved, you can quickly start this SQL. Now I'll totally need to redo all of this. Okay, and now I'm pretty sure it would work. What I've simply done is two things. I've installed, let me restore that. I've installed the host modules. Despite having downloaded the whole package again, I've installed the host modules, and then I've run a set of updates on the VirtualBox, the software itself. So now, before you begin, you always have to ensure that the two machines are in the same network, and mine are on a NAT network. And like I've said, I'll show you how to configure this in a separate video, because that's a very, very short thing. And now also ensure that your SQL injection target machine is also on a NAT network. In the case that you have many NAT networks, they will obviously come here in the drop down, but in this case I only have one NAT network, and that's why it's appearing as one. So while I load these two systems, I can explain the essence of having your two machines on the same network. There is something called the IP addresses. There are different classes A, B, and C. And for example, if your target machine, the SQL I machine, is on a class A type of IP address, and the Kali machine from which you are hacking is in a class B IP address, you will not be able to access this unless you are going through a router, because the entire essence of a router is to connect two networks at different IP ranges. But if you are using a switch on different networks simply to access the internet, it will be a disastrous failure, and you'll end up wondering why your system is not working, or you cannot access the other system. Yeah, blah blah blah. So let me check if this has a password. No, it does not. So you can see quickly I've ran a who am I instruction, and it has returned I am the user. So first things first, full screen, run the terminal. So what we'll do, as you can see here, I already have a network I'm connected to. I'll zoom in a little for you to see, and now I'll run an IP config to check my IP address. Sorry, what's wrong with me today? If config, I've been using Windows for a while now. Yeah, so I'm on Ethernet, IP address 10.0.2.2.15. So clearly I'm on a class A IP address, for those of you who are well versed with the networking languages. So this is what I'll do: net discover range. Now I'll put in my IP address to, at this point I want it to run up to 16. You can run up to 20 24, 16 or 8. I think at that point I have enough. So for sure one of these is most likely my target system, so I'll quickly take this, Control Shift C. I'm a lazy guy, so I don't really rely on Nmap. I simply use Nmap. I'll do a quick scan. Yeah, let's do a quick scan. I can scan that to enumerate this target machine. It's always possible to use Nmap. By typing in help, it will show you everything you need to do. So for example, if I wanted a simple scan, this is not a simple scan. This is the one that's telling me a discover of addresses, and yeah, there's so much you can do with Nmap. You can come to the help tool. I'm feeling lazy, I'll not go into that. So I can see this machine has 98 ports that are closed, and it has 2 open, the port 80 and port 22. So now what do we do? Yes, so now we have our results. So what I'll do, quickly take this is enumeration 101. Once you have an IP address that you think is your target system, and you find, let me go back to the results, and you find this port is open. These are HTTP port, as you can clearly see here. So what I'll do, I'll not restore that session, paste that address in, and yeah, this is perfect. So I can take this IP address. Remember in the last video I was talking about this segment. This is how we query databases, which means that this page is vulnerable one way or another. So I'll take that, minimize that. I no longer need those results, close anyway. Come here, clear that up. Sorry. Now I'll run the SQL map tool, and that's the URL I'm putting in. And what do I want? I want a DBS. So I'll allow my SQL map to run. Coming back here, you'll notice here target URL content is stable. It's checking if it's dynamic. Finds that this parameter is dynamic. What does this mean? It means that we can clearly perform SQL injection on this. It looks like, oh sorry, backend DBMS. Do you want to skip? Yeah, I want to skip that. We've already found that our backend DBMS is running on MySQL. Let me maximize that. Looks like blah 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 blah. Yeah, I want to skip that. So what this is running, it is testing for and or. All these are included in MySQL programming, checking for any ors, and it's running so many tests, union tests. So it has found that this parameter is vulnerable. Do you want to keep testing if any others are vulnerable? At the moment, no. If you are doing an intensive penetration testing on a system, you will obviously want to run. So yeah, that's just about it. That's how you perform enumeration test. Zooming in, you find this is your databases. Now so far all we've managed to do is perfectly legal. Now this is where the fun begins. I'd like to remind you that this is a system I have permission to work on, and by that I don't really care about what types of attack I run on that. So I'll select one of the databases, table. I'll choose what, photoblog. Let's take that. I hope I'm writing this correctly. No, let me quickly do this. Help. Don't be afraid to seek help from the manuals. Whenever you find something is going wrong, this is what I wanted. To select the table, the database. After selecting the database, yes, now I know what to do. Coming here, the table I want is the photoblog. And what do I want from this database? I want the tables. it has returned 3 tables: categories, pictures, and users. So now this is all out hacking into this remote system. So once you have the table, we can come back here. Let's seek help from the manual and see what to do once we have the table. This is how you select your table. So I'll type in capital T, and this is what I want. I want users, obviously. Copy that, paste that in. Now what do I want from these users? Now, because this is a table, it obviously has entries. So at this point, you are not querying you are not querying the table for any more information. You simply want to dump this information for you to be able to see. So where do you go? So at the start, this is what we're looking for. We want to dump the DBMS database table entries. So type that in, dump. Once you dump all of that, you realize that you have column table for users in database photo block, blah blah blah, fetching entries for users, blah blah blah. Yes, do you want to store the hashes in a temporary file? No, I don't want to store them. In future, yes. Do you want to crack them via dictionary attack? At the moment, no. So here we have our username, admin, and we have our password. Now this is very easy to crack. I'm guessing this is it. It's obviously hashed. I'm not sure if it's MD5, but I'm thinking it's MD5. But once you have this, you can copy that. Let me show you a very, very powerful tool that I really love. Open a new tab, and I'll go to hashcat killer. Now this thing will chew right through anything. What? My network failed or something. We've already found our hash, our MD5, and our password. This is our password. It's always good to copy this somewhere. First of all, I can copy it there, come back here, paste it in, copy it again, go back to the IP address for the remote machine in which we are trying to hack. Now we log into the admin, paste in the password, hit login, and given that we've done already good, very credible work, yeah, we're in. Now clearly, because we're in the administration, you'll be able now to see everything else that pertain to that before it logged us out. Now this system clearly has so much. You can maybe, for example, you've already hacked into this remote system. Somehow the system administrator, for whatever reason, left something like this for you to upload a file. You could always embed malware in that file, upload the file, and now the next time, should the system administrator maybe shut down that port 80, you could always come back to your ZenMap results. I don't know if I close that. Too bad, I closed that. You could always come back to your ZenMap results. Will it have saved? Yes, it will have saved. And with a quick scan of the remote system again, finding that this port 22 is open, you could always try to SSH your way into the system. By SSH, I'm meaning this: SSH at 10.0.2.6. and which account are we going in as? Let's try admin at, I'm not sure if that's an account. Host key verification failed because this account doesn't exist, but then this is something we can look into in the next video. Try to create a shell by uploading a file with a malicious code that we can then execute, or that we can set certain breakpoints such that if the machine has been on for maybe 2 hours, this backdoor should activate afterwards, at a point when you feel now that the system administrator will be like, okay, yeah, my system is no longer vulnerable. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you don't know my page, again, you're obviously seeing this video, so you obviously know my page. It's Conan Exploits at YouTube. Kindly hit that like and subscribe button, share the video, tell your friends, tell their friends, and then we can all be able to protect our systems better against attacks such as SQL injection. This is the channel Conan Exploits, and the next video will be coming here. Thank you everyone who commented on the last upload, sorry, and I'm hoping that this one will be much better and that your reviews will be a little bit more kind. Yeah, thank you.